Okay, day 6 of the shelter in place, social distancing, coronavirus 2020. It's March 20th. It's a Saturday, which I almost forgot what day it was. For us in Northern California, I think the lockdown started Sunday afternoon. And then this last Wednesday or Thursday, the governor of California told everybody to shelter in place. So it's crazy. Some people still don't believe it. We're closed here at the studio. I'm trying to get little projects done. One thing my wife Rita suggested is, during this time is maybe throw some pots for people that are, the students and members who put up with us and are so patient with everything, because we've had to shut down, and like the memberships have had to been, they pay for it this month, but they can't come into the studios. But a lot of them are really nice, and they just said, don't worry about it, just don't cancel our membership. We'll keep it going. Just how long we're gonna last like that. So throw some cups where you just can pick up. So I'm thinking about no handle. So they got to be pretty light. Maybe I'll make them under a pound. This might be a pound of clay. I just whacked up 24 pieces off of a 25-pound bag of clay. So all of them may be right around a little over a pound. Maybe some under, some over. On Instagram, we still haven't done like a live stream yet, so gotta schedule that and do it. It's a really interesting time. And also with the current political situation with the election coming up and all sorts of posturing, and I mean, I've been Chinese my whole life. I've never been to China, but both my parents are Chinese. I'm Chinese, obviously. I definitely take offense to it being called the Chinese virus, or the China virus, or whatever they're calling it. I think that's just dumb white people, dumb racist white people who don't get it, and they just think it's funny. Or just because it originated in China. But I was told like N1H1, that started here. They didn't call it the American virus. So I don't know. I think it's just posturing just to vilify a country to make it look like we're doing something here in the U.S., which I don't think we're doing much here in the U.S. because there's still people running around in other countries that kind of slowed it down. For example, like China, Korea, and Japan, they were way ahead of the game, and they've had their numbers slow down. Italy didn't believe it, and they're just experiencing a shitstorm. And then people keep drawing the comparison that we're different than Italy. We have less old people. There's people that are... I think our old people are unhealthier than the people in Italy because they're eating better. We have more overweight people who, are morbidly obese and are pre-diabetic. Everybody says, oh, they smoke there. It's like, well, I don't know. It's just weird how we're really denying ourselves of not believing what's really happening, and that's just going to get us killed. And we have a president who just keeps making up shit. And except just attacking people. That's all he's really capable of doing. So it's a very interesting time. Very, very interesting. So I just throw this cup just to, I don't know, I need to settle down. And if you're watching this, maybe you can take your mind off for a second. I'll stop talking about the stuff that's going on, and we'll just get into throwing. And so I make these. I started making these when I taught high school. They're just tumblers, and you know, it's for cylinder practice, but I also have to have a use for these too. And so thinking about not having a handle and thinking about grabbing it, and that it's going to have liquid in it that's going to be heavy, so it needs to be light, you know, almost as light as like if it was made out of glass or something. So that's how these kind of got started. You know, these have been, other people make tumblers, but the use of these have been, I've enjoyed making them. I never really made much anything like this ever until maybe a few years ago, and they're fun to make. They're still a little more of a difficult shape for me to try and make. So the challenge is to get it to where your hand fits on it in a way where you can grab it and it's not too fat, and then it looks pleasing to the eye. And one shape that I think about a lot is the old Coca-Cola glasses that they used to give for free when you filled up your tank. They were smaller. A lot of the restaurants had them. They were probably like, you know, that big, and they fit 12 ounces, you know, like a can of Coke in it. These are definitely bigger than that. But it's the idea of that same shape. I think visually that shape is really pleasing. You know, it kind of gets narrow, has kind of a, I don't know if you'd call it an ankle, you know, like an ankle to it, narrow down here. And then I always decide, like, do I want to keep it smooth? And that'll shrink a little bit. So do I want to keep the outside smooth? Or do I want to do some kind of element to it? Now these, if they flare out, they don't work very well. If they hook back in too much, they don't work very well either. So right at the top where it's really straight, and then I'll have that right here on the inside edge. And maybe this last part here, just fold that up a little bit. Get in through the sponge. And then sometimes I'll make like a little, just so your eye moves around the piece, not too much. I'll push in, I'll come off of it, I'll push it out. Right there, that's about it. Now, I like the way that your hand grabs that and that your movements move around. But I have a hard time selling these. People like a smooth one that, I don't know. So it's always the dilemma. You know, making something that is people relate to, or making something that I enjoy making and people just have to buy it. But I don't know. So I make both of them. Because I like the smooth ones too. But for now, we'll get this one. That's pretty good. So I'll start making these for when people come back. I'll have a little gift for everybody for being so patient. So, all right, thank you.